Welcome back to the Pain Game. A really sad story to talk about today. Anthony Joshua, I'm sure you all have seen, it's the biggest story in the world, is really lucky to be alive. And unfortunately for him, two of his close friends have died in a car accident that so easily could have taken AJ's life. And it's so crazy to think that over a week and a half ago, he was on top of the world. Apparently, he'd pocketed $92 million from his Jake Paul fight. The American audience was in love with him. His star was bigger than ever. And then just yesterday, we see footage like this of AJ being pulled from the wreckage in a situation where if he'd just sat on the other side of the car, they wouldn't have been pulling him out alive. There's no way he would have survived. And it puts everything into perspective, this. It really does. So just to give you an idea of what seems to have happened here, this is the road, apparently, where the car collided with this stationary truck. This is some footage here of just how badly wrecked the car was after colliding. I mean, fucking hell. It is unbelievable that. Now, according to the BBC website, they have said this accident happened in Lagos, Nigeria, and according to the cops, the report is that the tyre burst on the car due to excessive speed, lost control, and obviously collided with the parked lorry. This is a diagram of how the car would have collided. So you see the red spark here. That is where the impact would have happened at the back of the lorry. And you can kind of see some damage there done on the lorry when you see it now. And that this half of the car obviously took the brunt of the impact, meaning that everyone, the driver and the guy behind the driver, which was Anthony Joshua, survived. Now, sadly, he did lose two very, very close friends who were also there helping him prepare for fights. Like, these guys were instrumental in his life and he'd known them for a long time. This guy, Latif, I think he was known as Lats, and Sinner also lost his life as well. Really just heartbreaking for Anthony Joshua. This is devastating. And I'm sure you all, like me, seeing social media and the footage coming out of the situation after the accident was mental. I mean, look, you see the pain on his face, bless him. He's been through such a severe car accident there. Like, all right, he's lucky enough to still be alive, but fuck me, his body must be going through a lot right there. This is not a man who winces in pain easily, right? He gets punched for a living. And obviously, like, you're supposed to take people out of car accidents like that with great care because you don't want to make things worse. And there is no paramedics, there is no ambulance, there's just random dudes being like, come on, we'll get you out. And you can see the pain he's in from this angle. Bloody hell. He looks in agony there. He looks in agony. I mean, thank God he's got his life, but that does not look nice. And this is them getting him out of the car and putting him in to another car to take him to the hospital. God knows what's going through his head at this moment. I mean, unbelievable. Just looking at him there, it's absolutely shocking that he was able to just walk into another car and go to the hospital and really not a scratch on him. Even though he's probably fucking hurting inside, physically we can't see anything wrong with him there. It's like something out of that Bruce Willis movie, you know, when he's unbreakable and like he can get into an accident and just fucking walk away. Like, that's how unbelievable this is for me. And as much as it's a relief to all of us fight fans that AJ is alive and well, I can only imagine what's going through his mind over his friends who died right there next to him. This was footage that was taken earlier that day of him playing table tennis with one of his two friends who died that day. This was the healthy mindset, his Instagram is Lats with Sinner. This is them arriving, I think, into Nigeria, and just happy spirits, you know, just excited to go on a trip with AJ. Actually, I wanted to play a little bit of one of their Instagram videos because it just shows the kind of things he was doing with his life and how important he was to people.
Hi guys, so I'm here back at the Spot project. I was here in 2019 and boy, the changes that have been made are incredible. They've built a couple of new buildings. This building behind me wasn't here before. A couple of new classrooms for the kids to learn Arabic, English, maths and all that kind of good stuff that they need to learn to survive in the society. The football pitch that's been done for them to play football, which they all love, and the basketball courts. So I'm seeing that they're not only working on their mental state, they're working on their physical form as well. So well done to Spot Project and congratulations. May Allah bless you guys, and I'd really, really encourage you guys to come out here and see it for yourself, you know, with the help of donations. This is all helping for a great, great cause, not only for the kids, but for ourselves.
And just saying that, you just think, God, this is a man with a life, a purpose, someone who really wanted to clearly help the world. And I'm not surprised that AJ hung around with decent people like that, because he's a good bloke himself. And he has a photograph of AJ with Sinner and Lats. He's just going to be so broken over this. I really hope he's got people around him who can help him with grief. I've been through it. It's brutal. You know, there's such thing as survivor's guilt, where you're the one who made it and they didn't, and this is gonna stay with them for a long time. Why me? Why did I survive? Why did they? Why is it so unfair that they didn't make it as well? And God only knows, like, the trauma that he will have gone through, because obviously he was right next to them. He would have seen a lot, and I'm sure a lot of you have seen a lot, because on social media there was videos uploaded of the crash, and innocently people click on and you're like, oh my God, you can see the wreckage of the car, and then right behind they show you, dead bodies. AJ will have seen a lot in that moment, and the guy is going to need help. Really he is, because earlier that day he's hanging around playing fucking table tennis with these boys who he's known for years and years and years, and then next thing you know, they're gone in a brutal way. And with death like this, sometimes people feel the need to like torture themselves and stuff like that. It can be really fucking hard to get through that. People feel that guilt, how can I carry on? Why should I carry on? That's not fair for them. And I really hope that the friendship that they had with him in life carries him through this moment, because clearly he was having a great impact on their life, right? They were with him all the time. All these amazing experiences, I've got no doubt they all share together. These boys would obviously want him to carry on and live the best life he can in honor of them. And that's the thing I try and remember with grief. Death is a brutal thing, but it's not an exclusive club. We all end up going there one day. And the loved ones that we lose want us to have the best time we possibly can until we meet them there eventually, in my opinion. That's the way to go about it. And that takes a lot of time to process, and for him to get there, it won't be easy. The next few weeks, there's going to be, every time he shuts his eyes, it's going to be hard. That's how bad this is going to be for AJ. I've had near-death experiences, and I've lost people suddenly, and the anxiety that is going to be going through his system, this is life-changing. And I mean, he's a strong guy. He's a very strong guy mentally. But even the strongest would struggle with what he's facing right now. And I'm sure he's going to feel so sorry for their families, who I've read bits and pieces, and I don't want to repeat their life stories because I don't know everything, but clearly they were very loved. That's one thing that came across. And reading online, there's been a lot of criticism of, the footage we see of AJ, the way he was getting pulled out of the car. And people from Nigeria have taken to X to hammer, their government for the lack of real healthcare in that situation. This guy was tweeting about the car that they took AJ away. He's obviously from Nigeria, and he said this is not a security detail. This is a British millionaire being transported to the hospital after a fatal accident. No ambulance. Just look at how DY are transporting a millionaire to the hospital. What a shame. And then he posts a picture above saying, now this is me, a Nigerian citizen in an ambulance in the UK. Response time 11 minutes. I'm not a millionaire either. Nigerians are really frustrated at what they're seeing, and in a way of like, this has been going on for a long time, it seems, and they're using this moment to vent. And fair play to them, because it seems like they're getting taxed and they're wondering where the fucking tax money's going. This guy who's actually from the area said Anthony Joshua was lucky to be dragged out by street boys and loaded into a police van because they recognised his face. Any other person, including you reading this, would be sitting in the middle of the road with camera phones in your face because bystanders are afraid that if they take you to hospital, they'll be arrested. And we both know that no emergency service is coming. Therefore, anyone who tells you not to criticize government over situations like this is gaslighting you and a very dangerous person. We deserve a country that works. And ironically, the president of Nigeria actually tweeted about this, and he obviously has met Anthony Joshua before. He extended his condolences and said that he'd been on the phone to AJ, ensuring that he was getting the best healthcare possible. And one user quoted it saying, this is proof that they see everything happening in the country, but we just don't matter to them. So yeah, this is shining a bit of a negative light on the situation in Nigeria. Obviously, I've got no knowledge of how true any of this is, but it's been all over X, so you'd think that there was an element of truth in it, especially when you look at the fucking footage. I mean, that was mental. And I think for everyone who's a fan of Anthony Joshua, watching that footage, seeing just how close he came to death, there's only a natural thought of, fuck me, like, what if we lost him there? That was so close to happening. And as sad as this is now, obviously because of how loved AJ is and idolised, it would have been a really, really, really bad time for British sports fans, for fans all over the world of Anthony Joshua. This guy is loved. For me personally, I've been lucky enough to meet AJ once, and he was such a gentleman. You know, I've criticised him on videos before and said he's fighting not like this and he should be fighting like that. And, you know, some fighters obviously can get temperamental about that sort of stuff, and he was class. And he gave me credit for what I've done. And I just thought, you know what? Everything that I thought you were, that's exactly the way you are. They say don't meet your heroes. This guy was amazing. And he's an inspiration in victory and defeat for me when I look at what he went through with Klitschko, and how he got knocked down, got back up again and stuck it back on him and won the belt in championship fashion. You know, that's, you take the belt from a champion. He went out there and gave it his all. And even in defeats like the Andy Ruiz fight where he came back and beat him afterwards, or even the Daniel Dubois fight, it's not all about winning for me. Daniel Dubois had his number that day, but he kept getting back up and back up and back up, and eventually he nearly fucking chinned Daniel Dubois. That's what a champion is. It's not all about the winning. And I've said a few times that AJ did not get enough credit for the mettle that he has shown in his career. Nowhere near enough credit. And I think it's been lovely to see him get the flowers from the Jake Paul fight in America, and everyone recognizing him as, this guy's a superstar actually, and he's been treated like the way we've been treating him in the UK for a long time. But even then, I do think he deserves more appreciation. And I guess this is a chance for us all to let AJ know how appreciated he is. Because if he died, I'd have been fucking gutted. I'd have been absolutely devastated. And I'm sure a lot of you would have been. And I think he just needs so much support to get through this, because he is going to be heartbroken over losing his friends. And I'm sure those families, God bless them, they're going through it. Thoughts and prayers are with those families, because they really have lost so much. I've already seen people saying online, oh, does this mean the AJ Fury fights off? And I'm like, come on, what are we talking about here? He might never fight again. And guess what? That's fine. What he's done in his career, he's given us more than enough. His CV, all of the fighters that he's fought in his career, it's a who's who. Only Usyk, you could argue, was fought the level that he's fought. Like, he has got one of the best CVs in this last 10 years of boxing, easily. He's put himself through a lot for us, and he's earned the right. He's got plenty of money. He might not want to train without these boys. You know, he might never want to do any of that, and that's fucking fine. He should just do whatever the heck he wants after this, and probably just spend time with his family and recover and try and figure out a way of moving forward with his life again, because those boys would want him to. Anyway, I've rambled enough. It's so sad. This is a really sad story, but obviously it's the biggest story in the fight world, and I had to cover it. Let me know what you're thinking in the comments below. Very, very sad day. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.